It often starts quietly. You don't remember when it began. Only that somewhere between childhood and now, you learned that peace had to be earned, that affection came with conditions, that love was a reward for being good, not something you deserved just for existing. Maybe it was your father's disappointed look or your mother's silence. You didn't know the rules, only the consequences. And so you promised yourself, never again. That's where people-pleasing begins. It's not born from kindness, but from survival. When love feels tied to keeping everyone happy, you grow up believing harmony is your job, that fixing moods and filling silences will keep you safe. But underneath that smile is fear. Fear that saying no will cost you love, that disappointing someone means abandonment. So you learn to bend, to shrink, to become easy. You say yes when you mean no. You smile when you're angry. You apologize for things you didn't do. Each time, you drift further from yourself. Your nervous system remembers the lessons. Stay quiet, stay agreeable, stay safe. Those weren't just moments, they were blueprints. Your brain learned that safety equals compliance. Being good meant suppressing your truth. So you built your identity around others' expectations. People-pleasing isn't a flaw. It's a coping mechanism that outlived its purpose. The problem is, your body still reacts as if you're that child, panicking at conflict, flooded with anxiety when someone disapproves. You perform, you accommodate, because somewhere deep down, you still believe safety depends on being liked. It often starts with unpredictable parents. One day warm, the next cold. You learn to read moods like weather, scanning every tone and expression to avoid emotional storms. You become the peacekeeper, the fixer, the one who never makes anyone uncomfortable. But the truth is, you can't hold your breath forever. Many people pleasers mistake exhaustion for kindness. They say, I just care too much. But underneath is fear. Fear that if they stop giving, no one will stay. Psychologists call it fawning, a trauma response like fight, flight, or freeze, except instead of running, you appease. You do whatever keeps the peace, not because you want to betray yourself, but because your body doesn't know another way. And so you become reliable, the one who fixes everything but yourself. You think being calm and useful will make people value you, but over time, they stop seeing your kindness as a gift and start expecting it. You fade behind your own politeness. Being a people pleaser doesn't make people love you. It just makes them comfortable. And comfort isn't love. You can't be truly loved for who you are if you never show who that is. That's why so many people pleasers feel lonely, even when surrounded by others. They give endlessly, hoping someone will give back. But love born from compliance isn't love. It's control in disguise. Healing begins when you unlearn what your childhood taught you. Maybe your parents' idea of good was just silence, their idea of respect, just obedience. They may not have meant harm, but pain doesn't vanish because it was unintentional. You can forgive them and still acknowledge what it did to you. Every time you silence yourself to keep others comfortable, you repeat that old story. My needs don't matter. My truth doesn't belong. But what if you started writing a new one? Saying no isn't cruel. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. Disappointing people isn't failure, it's honesty. You don't have to earn love by pleasing others. You earn it by being real. The more you chase approval, the more it slips away. But when you stop performing, when you let people see your flaws and limits, That's when true connection begins. It's terrifying at first. Authenticity feels dangerous when your safety once depended on pretending. But courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing truth anyway. Every time you say no and survive, your nervous system learns you're safe. Every time you speak honestly and someone stays, you rewire what love means. Love isn't something to win. It's something you build with honesty, respect, and boundaries. Your job isn't to keep everyone happy, it's to be whole. And that healing starts with saying yes to yourself, yes to rest, yes to truth, yes to imperfection. When you stop fixing everyone else, you finally have room to feel your own emotions. That's when you meet yourself again, beneath the masks, beneath the performance, beneath the years of pretending to be fine. You find the version of you that existed before fear, the one who didn't need to earn love. People-pleasing doesn't mean you're broken. It means you survived something that required erasing yourself. You learned empathy in chaos, softness in noise. That sensitivity isn't weakness, it's your superpower. The goal isn't to kill your kindness, but to free it from fear. Real kindness isn't about keeping peace at your expense. It's about showing up fully, even when it makes others uncomfortable. It's about giving from abundance, not from fear of losing love. Healing means learning a new language, one where safety comes from truth, not approval. It's awkward at first. You'll stumble, overthink, and feel guilt for setting boundaries. But keep going. Every honest no builds the foundation for authentic yes. The real question isn't, how can I make them like me? It's, can I like myself when they don't? When you can answer yes to that, you're free. The hardest part isn't setting boundaries, it's facing the silence that follows. Some people will pull away. Some will call you selfish, but that's only because they benefited from your self-erasure. You're not broken for wanting to be seen. You're just used to being invisible. The first stage of healing is grief. Grieving the love you never received, the childhood where you had to earn peace, the relationships that survived only because you carried them. You were trained to believe your needs were a burden, but that belief can change. You can care deeply and still have limits. You can love people without carrying their happiness. At first, boundaries feel wrong. Your body will tell you you're doing something bad. But that's just the old story talking. Keep practicing. Every time you hold a boundary and survive, you teach your body that honesty creates connection, not rejection. Some relationships will fade. That's okay. The ones that remain will be the ones built on truth. Over time, stillness stops feeling dangerous. Peace stops feeling like emptiness. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop needing everyone to like you. And you start liking yourself instead. People-pleasing was never about others. It was about the child inside you trying to feel safe. So the real healing isn't convincing others to love you differently. It's learning to love yourself the way you always needed. You weren't born to be agreeable. You were born to be whole. You can choose honesty over harmony, truth over approval, love over fear. Because when you stop trying to be who everyone needed, you finally become who you were meant to be. And when you do, something beautiful happens. The right people find you. The ones who love you not for how easy you are, but for how real you are. The ones who don't need you to shrink to make them comfortable. That's what real love looks like. It doesn't demand performance, it invites presence. You can't build connection on self-abandonment. You must show up as yourself even when it feels risky. Because The peace you've been searching for outside has been inside you all along. You just needed to stop betraying yourself to find it. So when you feel the urge to fix, to please, to smooth over every rough edge, pause, breathe, ask yourself, what does my truth need right now? That quiet voice inside you, that's not rebellion, it's freedom. You don't need to silence it anymore. You don't need to apologize for it. You just need to listen. Because your worth has never been measured by how much peace you keep for others. It's measured by how much truth you can hold within yourself. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be easy. Start trying to be real. You deserve relationships that don't require performance, peace that doesn't depend on silence, and love that doesn't demand you disappear. You deserve to return fully, honestly, unapologetically to yourself. That's the moment you stop being a people pleaser and start being a person again.